Alright guys, first things first, safety is number one. So we need to disconnect the negative terminal. So what you do, you got your back hatch open up. Take your cargo liner, if yours have one, move it out the way. Yours probably don't have one. Take this little latch right here, push down, grab the whole handle, pick this whole floorboard up, and right here, you're gonna have a little latching assembly. Pop that latch out, pick it up, and hold it up to the top of the body of the vehicle. Latch it on. Done. The next thing you got is the spare tire. If your spare tire is in here, you got to take that spare tire out. There's a nut and a bolt right here that holds that down. Take it right out. Then you got this cover right here that's got to be moved out of the way. Now, usually on these vehicles, this right here is your compressor for your air suspension. And usually this line, these are the lines, the harness and the air lines coming from it, they usually go on top. This one is underneath. So we need to get to the battery up under there. So what we're going to do is get this out of the way. And we got two 13mm bolts. 1, 2, and over here, two 13mm nuts. We're going to unbolt those, and we're going to move this whole triangle and pick this thing up to get to our battery. We'll be right back. All right, guys, we got all our bolts out. We're going to pick this whole assembly up. And there's our battery. Now your battery is going to be held on by the battery post and two 10mm nuts. One on this side, but we're not worried about the positive side. We're worried about the negative side. And what you want to do is just loosen that 10mm up. And I got my 10mm 3/8 drive onto my cordless drill. That's all you want to do. Loosen it up, twist it, and pick it up. Now this part is very important. Just don't let this lean to the side because there's a good chance that it'll spring back into action and touch that, and then it's going to short something out. So you want to twist it, stick it down there by the battery, leave that disconnected. We're not going to do anything else to the car for about 2 minutes to let the system power down, because we're going to be over there with the airbag, and we do not want that airbag to deploy. All right, so we're going to lay this back down, wait for about, to be safe, guys, wait for about 5 minutes. And then we're going to meet you over there by the passenger driver's side door. Be right back. Huh?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. All right, be right back. All right, guys. First thing we're going to do, we got to pop off this little panel right here. Now, you can either have the plastic body panels that go in there, or if you don't, use a screwdriver. But not a screwdriver the way it is. Get you some electrical tape. And take your screwdriver. Make sure it's nice, tight. Wrap around it. And that way, you protect what you're going to be putting in. And what you want to do is get between here, and you want to pry this thing up. This thing is in there kind of tight too, so go in there, work your way around it. And you notice I'm not trying to just pull up one end. I'm walking around it, and I'm twisting it counterclockwise as I take this off. Bam, just like that. Now you see that, and that protects everything for you. That is cool. All right, let's set that down. The next thing we're going to do is use your same little screwdriver, and you want to pry up on the window switch. So you want to get in there, get your fingers up under there, pry that up. And then go around this way, and work that right out of there. Bring that around, turn it over. Now we got 3 plugs holding this on. One right here, and the way they do this, way you got to do this is it's like a latching assembly. You got to push that center tab in, and once that tab is pushed in, you take the latch and bring it back over. And as you're bringing this over, the whole connector is going to start coming out. Just like that. Bring it to the side. All right, let's get this other one out, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, the next thing we got is the last connector right here. Now, what you want to do is get you another screwdriver without any tape on it, And what you want to do is stick the screwdriver right there. And you want to just pry backwards. It'll unlatch and take the plug off. Just like that. Alright, take all three. Put them inside the car, inside the door panel. And we'll be right back. Alright guys, the next thing we got is we got 4 Torx screws. These Torx screws are going to be T20. We got one right inside there. One right over here. We got one right behind the airbag cover, which we're going to take our screwdriver with the black tape on it. And you're going to go in there and pop that out. Huh. Looks like this was out already. Somebody got some glue up there to hold it in place. But that's cool. And we got one more down here. And this one I'm going to use my screwdriver without anything because I want to get behind there. Okay, get that one. Carefully pop that little cover off of there. Just like that. Alright, let's put that to the side. And let's get us a T20 Torx socket. We'll be right back. Okay, I got my T20 Torx socket attached to my cordless drill. And let's go in here. One. And as we take them out, you want to make sure if they're different lengths or all the same size. And so far, 2 are the same size. 3, that's the same size. Now this one might be a little bit tricky because it's inside the door, and we definitely don't want to lose that one. Okay, we got 4 of them. That's exactly the same size. So that's cool. We'll be right back. Alright guys, we got those 4 screws out. Now what I'm doing, guys, over here, check this out. You want to do this just so I don't get confuse you. What I'm doing here is called, what we like to call the party line. Yeah, buddy. What we do is every time we take off a part, we put it in line as we took it off. So when we go to put this job back together, we start from this end and work our way back. And that way there's no missed parts. We say, oh man, I forgot to put that on, or nothing like that. So this is our line. That is cool. All right, let's get back over here to the door. The next thing we're going to do is grab your same screwdriver with the electrical tape on it. And we need to pop off this little cover right here. So put your screwdriver up under there. Pop that off. Put that down into the line. Because what it's going to do is uncover a T30 Torx bolt right inside that handle. And that's holding that panel onto the door. So I got my T30 bit up here. Go in there. Huh, dang it. Screw it tight. Oh, it's gotta be unbolted. We're gonna see in a minute. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, now we need to pull our panel away from the door. And what you want to do, you can either take a screwdriver and you want to start from up here. Just heard that pop out. Just keep going down. Just continually walking around. There you heard it pop. And then if you get to a point where you're comfortable, you take your hands and pull that out of there. See, that's where that screw is. You know what? Let's hold this back a little bit, and what I'm gonna do, I'm pulling pressure on this a little bit. Okay. There we go. Pick our door handle up. Man, this thing's okay, and release it. But don't let it pull away from you, because we got to go in back of here. Let's try to get in back, get a good angle at this. we gotta disconnect this cable going to the door handle. And let me get on that side and I'll be right back. All right guys, now we got our panel off. Now the next thing you want to do inside where your inside door handle is, you'll see a little clip right there. You want to push that tab out and push in, just like I did, because what that does is, let's go over here, it releases this right here. So when it was this way, when it was through here, that's all we did was push that tab, that little clip, open a little bit, and push the panel, push this cable inside towards the door, and it comes right off. All right, let's put this down and we'll be right back.
Well, you got no wire down there.
Oh gosh, right guys, thank you for reminding me, Sivy. All right, the next thing, let's turn our door panel up to the side, and what we have to do here is, let's make it easier. This light right here, just reach your hand out there, pop that light out, just like that, and unplug it.
Did you just put the whole light through there?
Yeah. She wait good till I have this thing.
You know what? Get you.
All right. Let's put this to the side and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we got everything off. The next thing we're going to do is remove our airbag module. This is where it becomes very important that you got to have that battery disconnected. Held in by 3 10mm bolts. So we got me a 10mm socket, 3/8 drive with my cordless drill. Unbolt them. And now you want to carefully pull that out, bring it down, and it's held on by a plug right there. That plug. So what you want to do is take your screwdriver and just pop that plug up and unplug it. And just keep a notice of how, well, you can't plug it up the other way, it won't let you. So we take that out of there. Let's put this down to the side, somewhere safe where it's not around anything electrical. All right, so I'm gonna put this on the passenger seat and let it rest there. And now, here's your vapor barrier right here. This is to keep any kind of moisture coming from through the door inside the vehicle. And this is held on by some really tough glue. So what you want to do is start from a corner, and I'm going to show you this glue in a minute. And pull it down. Get this game right here. Like that. So you got to keep walking it around and pulling it off. Pulling this panel off. Alright, so let's walk around and get this thing pulled down. Be right back. Alright guys, I got my light right here. So I'm going to show you guys inside the door and around the corner. Let me go on this side. And you go inside there. And you see that little clip right there. And that's going onto the carrier, which we got to disconnect. So what we got to do is take our screwdriver between here. Pop this cable out of the bracket that it's in right now. And it'll snap right off of this right here. Just like that. We need that disconnected. All right, let's go on the outside. We'll be right back. All right, guys, now we're going to come out to the outside of the door, and you're going to have a little plug right here. Actually, it's a two-piece section. You got the inside and you got the outside. So what we're going to do is take our screwdriver and slowly pry out the center one. All right. Now there's an Allen screw. Oh, okay, both of them came out at the same time. Great, cool. Inside of here, I don't know if hopefully you can see if I shine some light this way. It's like going this way right here.
Don't worry.
Okay. See that in there?
Yeah.
That is a 4mm Allen screw that we have to get out of there. So I got my 4mm hex bit. I'm gonna go in there. Dang it, might not be able to get in there with this. I'm gonna have to get something better. Be right back. All right, guys, I don't have a 4mm hex Allen key to go in there. So actually, check this out. What I'm gonna use is a T25 Torx handle. So in that way, I can get right in there. Cool. And take that bolt right out of there. And hopefully it don't drop, but you can see it right there. Yes, it's out, but it's like hanging up right there. Let me see, I can't reach inside here and
Can you use a magnet?
my magnet is, the magnet is too big to fit in there. We'll try to, let me see if I get a magnet or I can get some a smaller magnet or some needle nose. Be right back. All right, guys, this thing is gonna be kind of difficult to get out of there. I don't have my, you need really small needle nose, which I don't have those. So what I'm gonna try here is my snap ring pliers. And I'm gonna try to reach in there. Dang it, there it is right there. And got the bolt out. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys, now that we got that bolt out, the next thing you want to do is take your handle. You want to hold your handle open a little bit and take your other fingers and you want to grab this whole section right here and keep wiggling this. And this whole thing is gonna come right out of there. But you definitely don't want to pry on it with anything metal or anything, and walk that whole assembly out just like that. All right, let's set this to the side and we'll be right back. All right, guys, the next thing we do, we got an 8mm nut right there we got to take off. And I got an 8mm deep 1/4" drive with my nut driver here. We're going to go in there. And pop that right off. Okay, and let's put this to the side and we'll be right back. All right, guys, the next thing you want to do is open up your door handle. And you want to take your handle and you want to twist it back and forth, and you want to push it down. So you want to have your hand right here, hold it down, and bring it down just like that. And careful not to scratch up against the vehicle. Twist it. Because what you're going to do is take it out of here. Trying to get behind there. And you want to get that twisted and get that handle right out of there, just like that. Okay, next one, you got 2 gaskets right here that you need to remove. One, and carefully pop this off. And 2. All right, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, now you have a Phillips screw right here, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna loosen this up. We're not gonna take this screw out. I'm gonna loosen up a good 10 turns because there's a slot right there. So that's all we have to do is slide the whole carrier now out of the slot and out of the car. All right, let's go around here to the inside of the door inside of the door. And here's our carrier up here. So what we're gonna do is reach up here. You can see up there? Mm-hmm. We're gonna slide it forward.
Okay, yeah. I see the carrier.
And out of the door. just like that. All right, let's go get our new one, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, here's our new one. Now, the first thing we're gonna do is take out our 4mm Allen screw. So we're not gonna need that yet. And what we're gonna do here is, here's our screw, the Phillips screw. We're actually gonna take that, and we're gonna back that up all the way. Now, show you what happens with these things. If you look at where the cable goes up, you see that arm right there? Notice how high that arm is? Actually, there's an alignment for this. You have that bracket right there, and you see how this arm right here, they're almost level with each other. You go up to the old one, look how it dropped. Look how it's way down there. So it's all getting messed up inside of here, and that's why when you pull the handle, it doesn't open up over it. For instance, let's see. Now watch how high this goes when I go to open it up. It goes about that far up, right? Compared to this one, goes way up there. All right, so let's get over there and get this one in. We'll be right back. All right, guys, the next thing we're gonna do, let's get our new one. Let's get it into here. Let's get it up to where it belongs. Gotta get it around that. See, this ain't all that fun. Okay. Whoops. Okay, now we're gonna go up to the front outside and get this thing lined up. So let's go out to the outside of the door so we can get it lined up. We'll be right back. All right, guys, now we're up in the front, and what I'm gonna do here is get this lined up just like that. Perfect. That is perfect. Now, while we got it held into place, what we're gonna do here is tighten this screw up, a Phillips screw, and it's not super tight. Dang it. Just tighten it up till it stops, and that's it. This one's already lined up. Everything is lined up for it to put back in. All right. Let's move on to the next step. Be right back. All right, guys, the next thing we're gonna do is put our gaskets back into place. Now, our gaskets is held on, you see how these, on the inside there's like a little lip. So what we actually gotta do is put it in there first, and then snap it right into place. Sure this thing is definitely in there, and we do the outside one. Just get that snapped into place. Dang it. All right, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, the next thing is the door handle. Now, if you notice on the door handle, notice how that's made right there? What happens is, okay, our carrier is in there, and it's gonna go into that right there. So actually what it does, it goes in, what the heck, I got this going the right way right here. It's gonna go in, and then it's going to flip upwards. That's how it works. Then we're going to flip it upward. All right? So let's get that back out. All right, so we're going to go over here. And again, be careful of the finishing of the vehicle. Put that lined up. And you know what, guys? I'm going to make this a little bit easier. I'll tell you what. We'll be right back. All right, guys, to protect the door, what we're going to do, get some body tape. We're going to put up here. And so we can protect the finishing. All right, let's see how. Go more. Use the handle. Okay, a lot more. Alright guys, the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to reach my hand in here, and you can see my finger right here. What I'm going to do here is push the handle out. Let me get my hand in the end. Because what you want to do here is hold this out just enough so you can take your handle now. And your handle has slots on it, and there's slots right there. So you want to put the handle through there. Make sure it goes through the slots, and keep your hand, keep the pressure up there. Twist your handle. Come over to this way. Get it lined up just like that, and then release it. Now everything is in place. Next thing you want to do, take your 8mm nut, put it on the nut driver, and you just pick that up just a little bit, and go ahead and tighten that up. Alright? And when you tighten it up, just till it stops, and just a little bit more. That's it. Handles in. Perfect. Let's move on to the next step. We'll be right back. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is put a lock cylinder, and if you notice, you see a little screw right there. That's where this Allen screw screws into. That's what holds it into place. So what we're going to do is go over here to the door. And if you look inside the door, you'll see like a cross pattern. That's exactly what this set into. So we're going to put this into there. Make sure it lines up. Push that, make sure that lines up into there. There. Now you notice a minute ago I was pushing in. See how there's tension on it? You do not want that. You want to make sure that cross pattern is lined up, and that piece goes in there just like that and holds in there without any problem. All right, the next thing we're going to do, take our 4mm Allen, but I'm using a T25 Torx, and it can hold it in place at the same time. And actually what you want to do is get a piece of paper to stick in there to hold that in there, because this is not magnetic like the screw is. So we can get that lined up in there. We'll be right back. All right, got a piece of the paper, piece of tape in there to hold it in place. And we're gonna go in there. And we're gonna get that thing lined up where it's supposed to be. And we gotta make sure that it is screwing into that lock cylinder. Oops, no it's not. And I can actually see it on this side where it's not lined up. So I want to get that. Make sure I get that going in there. There it is. Okay, bring that in until it stops. Perfect. It's tightened up. Take that out. Let's put our plug in it, and we'll be right back. All right, we got the outside plug in. Now let's get our center one in. We got that off. And next thing we do, I'm gonna go over here. We're gonna pull off all our tape. All right, so let's pull all that off, and then go back to the front of the door. I'll be right back. All right, guys. The next thing we're gonna do is now we're gonna go in here and snap our cable into place. Now, the cable goes into that bracket right there. Now, what we're gonna do here is you're gonna hook it up into the top one. And it's gonna take a little bit because the cable is brand new. So you gotta bend that up there, and you might have to use both your hands. Get the other hand to twist that cable up and get it to line up with that slot. And you gotta push that right in there, just like that. And once you got that in there, then you got the end of the cable that's gonna snap right onto that ball right there. So you're just gonna bring it down. Let me see that. I hope that's going just up. Maybe we should have put that on first. You know what? Let's try to pop that back out. And hook it on to this first. Okay, now let's go up here. And get that hooked up into there. And I'm doing this without, can't even hardly see it. There it is, okay. So push that in there. And there it goes, right there. That's in. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys, before we put everything back together, what we're gonna do here is test this door out. Make sure nothing's in the way. Whoops, get this right there. Perfect. All right, let's get our stuff back together. We'll be right back. All right, what we're gonna do is get our vapor barrier, pick it up. I will connect it to our airbag. It's gonna go through this little slot right here. And then we're gonna go around and just push this up against the seal. And we got a screw that goes right there, so we gotta make sure that that's gonna be lined up. And go across, push that in there. Make sure that bolt's gonna be lined up. Go around our wire, go around our harness.
Something there.
Huh?
There was something coming out of here. Because you broke it so you could get it out.
Hold on, wait a minute. Forgot there's a cable that goes out through here. Okay, go around and make sure it's pushed together. We'll be right back. All right, guys, the next thing we got is our airbag assembly. Let's plug it up. It's got the 2 pins. Just make sure the 2 pins line up. Plug it up. Bring it up there. And we got our 3 10mm bolts. Put them in, and we're gonna tighten those up. We'll be right back. All right, guys, we're ready to put our door panel on. And this part is very important here. One, you got the cable going to the inside door handle. And if you look right inside here, it's got, on here, the cable, it's got a slot. See that slot right there? That has to go on that slot right there, and then push down and lock into place. But also at the same time, once we get that up, because I'm not sure if you guys are going to be able to see it, we have this little plug right here, which is a little light for the door handle, and that's going to go right there, plug up right into there. So let's get this up here, because I'm not sure if you now a good thing, guys, if a good thing what well, got the battery disconnected, but having the window down, so in that way you can see a good angle through here. But if you go on the other side, maybe you can see through there. Possible. There we go. It's into place. Right now I'm going to reach over here and get my light. And plug the light up. Okay, that's plugged up. Now let's get our door panel on. What I'm going to do here is make sure. Hold on, guys. We got to get this light at the bottom. Where the heck is it?
Towards the front.
Okay, we got a light out there. Now, let's go up here. Put our door. Make sure we get this lined up. Put the door in there. Make sure it latches. It's got to go over into this over there. That, and then we got to go around and make sure our pins line up like was right there, lined up, and we're going to go all around the door and knock it into place. We'll be right back. All right, the next thing you got, let's put up our inside light, and our inside light goes up, and then make sure it's back enough, then it'll snap right into place just like that. All right, the next thing we're going to do, guys, I just said a mistake a little while ago. Taking this cover off and taking that screw out, you do not have to do that. All right, that does not unbolt. So leave that whole thing on. Matter of fact, let's put that snap back into place right now. All right, now let's take our 4 T20 Torx screws, and we're going to put them back into place. We got 1, 2, 3, and 4 down into there. All right, so let's get those in and we'll be right back. All right, the next thing we're gonna do, we got our little covers here. Let's snap that one into place. And let's snap this one into place. That should have put a little bit more glue on that one. Just hold it into place. All right, the next thing we're gonna do, grab our wiring harness, 3 plugs, go into our window switch, and let's plug up this one. Remember, that's the one with the latch on it. So we're gonna line it up, push down, and as we push it down, you can see the already starting going in there. Great. Next thing we do, let's hook up the white one over here. Oh, this has got to be pushed back this way. So then as you pushing it down, it locks up into place and latches. Let's get the black one over here into place. Then we set it into the door panel and just push down till it clips into place. Perfect. Be right back. Alright guys, last but not least, this little panel, little trim panel right here, and it lines up with these 4 holes right here. So we just line them up and push down. And I don't like the way this is sticking up over here, so let's take this back out for a minute. Yeah, good thing we did that. Notice those little tabs sticking out right there. So it looks like we gotta go in and then push into place. Perfect. Let's close the door. Open and close the door one more time. Perfect. We'll be right back. Alright guys, last but not least, let's hook up our negative terminal to our battery. Okay, and then we tighten up that 10mm nut on the top. Lower it back down the bracket. Okay. Get our 2 13mm nuts and 2 13mm bolts. Let's put them into place here. And bolt them down and we will be done.